Ingenuity is one of the best skills to have because it's hard to learn. You can't take a class on it or have someone instruct you on it. Part of it is innate. Some people are just more clever than others. But there is another way to think outside the box. When do people need to think outside the box? It's when they don't have an abundance of resources in the first place. If you don't have the money, the connections, or the advantages, you have no choice but to find an alternate road to success. And that's okay, because many of the greatest inventions and the greatest people created their successes based on thinking outside the box.
I think we all need a pep talk. Boring is easy. Everybody can be boring, but you're gooder than that. Aren't we all on the same team? I mean, really, right? I'm on your team. Be on my team.
What inspires you is a question you're asked a lot throughout life. On the surface, easy answers present themselves clearly. To know what truly inspires us, we have to dig deeper, go further, find the common denominator, the quality that links them all together.
I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
This is Good in the Hood podcast. Our conversation today is with Sean Morrison, the Executive Director of Good in the Hood and Senior Pastor of Cedar Crest Free Methodist Church.
Today, along with Good in the Hood Executive Director Reverend Sean Morrison, our studio guest also today is CEO of Schuler Shoes, John Schuler. And we've talked with John previously about why he has a passion to get involved with helping people who are less fortunate. But today, as we're going to talk a little bit different about how we can move effectively forward in maintaining and sustaining a program like Shoe Away Hunger. But first, Sean, you have been known to say, what we do is we collect shoes. You went on to say, with a grin, we shamelessly collect them. If you take yours off, watch out.
Well, we do. We're very excited about this program, passionate about it. I know that word's sometimes overused, but I'm very passionate about it because I see the good it does. We know that the proceeds of this program will pay for hunger relief for over 4,000 people right now every month. But it also benefits people's feet by giving them a quality pair of shoes that they couldn't afford otherwise. And so what I always say is look out, because if you take your shoes off your feet, I'm going to be asking you for those shoes because I want you to help support our cause.
Right. I see that passion. Every time you come into my home and you look in my closet, your eyes gleam and those shoes become sometimes yours.
And your wife has been very generous to us.
Yes, she has. So when you sell shoes for $5, where does that $5 go?
First of all, it's a suggested donation of $5. We'll give them for whatever they can afford, at least a pair. But our goal is to get $5 for adult shoes, $2 for children's shoes. And the ideal outcome is that it would all go towards hunger relief, our net costs. But there are some operational costs, the cost of having a bus, which is a mobile thrift store that we bring to those in need and to places where people gather together for, maybe it's at a local food shelf, a local church, or a Fair for All site, which is a place that offers food at a reduced cost, and it's one of our partners. We bring that bus to them, and our goal is to offer these shoes for a $5 suggested donation. But there's operational costs. And so that would include employee, that would include some warehouse cost and some bus and insurance. And we want to make sure that's taken care of by those who would be generous businesses or churches who would get behind us and pay for the cost of hosting a sale. About $150, so that all the net revenue can go and pay for groceries to feed over 4,000 people every month that we're helping right now.
Well, John Schuler, as we have talked in a previous podcast, you were instrumental in helping Shoe Away Hunger get the bus, get the shelves. You even, according to Sean, you were in there putting the shelves in and helping to organize the shoes and all of that. So you're a very hands-on guy. What would you say to other business people or individuals who could maybe sustain a $150
per sale.
Per sale.
Yeah, it's $150 per sale. We do about 4 bus sales per week, so
Right.
they could sponsor a week for $600.
I got it. So what would you say, John? I mean, let's just talk to the business guy for a moment. What would you say to other business people about why is this such a good deal for $150 for sponsorship?
I'm a businessman. I'm very into numbers. I can't think of a better ROI than $150 sponsorship for one of these events. you can touch and change the lives of maybe 100 people in one day for $150. If it's no more than putting a good pair of shoes on their feet, but it might change their life in more ways than that, because we do offer more than that with this program. We give food and we give prayer. Everybody's spiritually hungry. We offer that. As a businessman, it's a really good deal.
And it really is when you think about all, as John was saying, that encompasses the Shoo Away Hunger one-day kind of sale, because there's food involved, there's physical connection or a gateway into other things that for the individual.
That's a great word, gateway. In fact, all of our programs, that's what we do, is we offer practical provision as a gateway, which then enables them to have an opportunity to get to know us, get to know what other resources we offer. And John said it really well. Sometimes it's just a word of prayer. I'll never forget the guy that came up to me. He said, "Are you the one running this barbecue?" We were doing a barbecue event. And I said, "Well, I'm part of that team." And he said, "Well, I want to thank you." He says, "Because you're here today, and the person that greeted me was so kind to me." He says, "I came here today to have my last meal, and I was going to end my life." He said, "But that greeting that I received, that warmth, that kindness, that personal touch," he said, "that something touched me when he did that." And he said, "I don't think I need to end my life today." And we never know what somebody's going through. We're going to encounter people that are going through depression and crises. Even today, I got a text from somebody who's going to be a homeless family, and they need help. And these are people we encounter and rub shoulders with every day. And this gateway of provision, shoes and food, opens up an opportunity for us to do far more than even they expect. And so we can do good intentionally in our community and make a difference for lives and help their eternal future.
So how does the bus go from your warehouse to a site? How does that get done?
We get invitations to go different places. People want these shoes. These are not junk shoes. These are really good shoes. We call them great shoes that go on the bus. And these are oftentimes gently used or even new. And so we'll get an invitation, and we'll ask that host site to promote the event. So as many people as possible can come within maybe a 2-hour period. We'll schedule that. We'll go to that site, and they come right on the bus, and they can offer a suggested donation of $5 for every pair of shoes, and they can do it cash, check, or even we use credit cards because we have a square that can take on credit cards. So it's very user-friendly. It's just an exciting thing. It's great interaction. Oftentimes it's around a site called Fair for All, which partners with us, and they offer low-cost food for the community.
And it's shoes for the whole family. It's not just men's shoes or women's shoes. It's really shoes that kind of go on the bus for the whole family.
Yeah, absolutely. Children's are $2, actually, and men's and women's shoes. And it's all sizes. We have them separated by gender and size. So it's just like a regular store, except it's compartmentalized inside of a bus.
Now, our guest had the innovation for that, which I think is so important because business people usually are innovative. That's why they're in business, right? And the innovation for this bus came from John Schuler. That kind of partnership is what I see as, I think, the ongoing health of a relationship. It's not just writing a check. I mean, people can write checks. They do write checks. We need checks. But it's the innovation of this kind of ideas that actually have longevity to them.
I mean, we're very grateful. I mean, we would have never gotten this started if John hadn't stepped up and written a check. But his willingness to be involved with it and to offer his expertise and his wisdom and his kindness to just take the time to speak to us and help us out and to have a hands-on approach means so much.
What would you say now, John, as we kind of conclude our conversation, to other business people listening? What would you say to them about how involved they could be in something like this, to use their businesses, to use their innovation, to partner with nonprofits to do what you've been doing with Shoo Away Hunger?
Like I said before, I mean, there's a tremendous amount of need. So much that we can't do everything. We just can't. But as a business person, I often thought, what can I do that I can offer the most positive model? As any business, you all have expertise in your own business. If you can figure out how your business can benefit the community with your knowledge and expertise, that's what I would really examine. Shoes, we have buckets in every store. We have people come in the store, buy a new pair of shoes. On the way out, they drop their old shoes in the bucket. So we'll just give them a vehicle to help, making it easy for them. You got to make it simple. You got to make it affordable. But as a business person that knows the shoe business, I felt that was the best way I can help my community And finding Sean was a blessing because, like I say, it was overwhelming me. It's a big job, Larry.
It is a big
Getting
job.
all these shoes in, sorting them, and getting them on the bus. And
Well, I really appreciate the camaraderie or the partnership between business and nonprofit here, and I think it's the most ideal way of getting something done effectively and efficiently.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would like to invite businesses and churches to consider becoming involved with a program such as ours. We need that support of the community to do as much good for our community as possible, and we can do it much better together. Like we said earlier, one way they can get involved is by sponsoring or hosting or donating $150 so that the operational costs of our shoe sales can be covered, so all the sales themselves can be net profit to pay for groceries for hunger relief for over 4,000 people every month. They can also get involved by hosting a shoe drive. And third, they can volunteer. We need people to come and help us with sorting shoes, with being on the shoe bus and helping with sales and interacting with the public themselves. And so there's a number of ways they can help. But today we'd love to highlight that we're looking for those who would be willing to donate the operational cost of a sale.
And how do they find out more information, or how do they contact you? Let's do it that way.
They can go to our website, www.goodinthehood.org or shoeawayhunger.org, or they can certainly call us or email us, and it's on the website there as well.
Helping others and changing lives is at the heart of Good in the Hood. If you'd like to know more about this value-driven organization, please visit goodinthehood.org.